Hey YouTubers, this is your boy Amari Points here. So today I'm doing something different. Today I'm doing a DCEU ranking. Now, I know this is like something different than I usually do aside from my normal movie reviews, but I wanted to do something different and honestly make a little change and try something new. And as always, I'm going to be, when I do a ranking, I start from 10 to 1, from bad to worse. I mean, from bad to good. Bad to good. I'm sorry. I'm just out of it today. From bad to good. So we're starting off with number 10. Coming in at number 10 is the 2017 Justice League. At first, I honestly did love it, but honestly, now every time I watch it, I get really bored with it. It's not the Justice League I honestly wanted. Don't get me wrong, I loved all the actors in there, but the director who directed this movie, honestly, he really didn't go the right route with this one. He could have done way better, and honestly, just kept Zack Snyder's version of Justice League open instead of just doing his own version. This Justice League was definitely not the Justice League I wanted. But Zack Snyder's Justice League is way better, but I will get... it's coming in the future in this ranking. Trust me, I'm not going to forget it, guys. I'm telling you, I won't. But again, this Justice League, the 2017 version, was not the one I was honestly wanting. Not at all. It could have, again, this movie shouldn't have never existed. They should have just stuck with Zack Snyder's version. They really should have. And on to number 9. Number 9 is Wonder Woman 1984. It's true, I did love this one, but it didn't exactly reach my top 5. It didn't reach my top 5 because, well, I don't get me wrong, I love like how they went with this route, entering a new era and seeing what Wonder Woman, aka Diana, was doing during 1984, and seeing these bunch of new characters, Pedro Pascal as Max, and Barbara as Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig. Those two characters were phenomenal, but the movie itself, it needed to be better. It really should have been better. And as most of you know, we see Steve Trevor, aka Chris Pine, come back. I'm sorry, it's the other way around. We see Chris Pine come back as Steve Trevor, Diana's boyfriend, come back. And as most of you saw, she uses kind of like a wish stone to bring him back. But it also kind of like weakens her. It kind of weakens her in a way. But still, again, this movie did not make my top 5 ranking because it was kind of bad, but it was still good. Definitely still good. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, it's awesome seeing her back. But I really wish that the movie really could have like used Olympian gods to like bring Steve Trevor back. Like Hades, a lot of people were theorizing that Hades, the god of the dead, brought Steve Trevor back. That would have been, if that theory was like right, that would have been interesting to see. But all in all, still, Wonder Woman 1984 is a good movie. We get to see the 1980s and everything. But the story itself, I believe it could have used a lot of work, and like some of the action scenes were kind of bland in this movie, as most of you saw. I explained that in my previous movie review on Wonder Woman 1984 last year. Go check it out. Definitely go check it out and see what I mean. But this movie, it's just not the movie I was expecting. But seeing Wonder Woman go face off against Cheetah, that was pretty interesting. It was awesome to see her face off against one of her arch foes and everything in this movie. This was something that was worth seeing, and it was epic. And also seeing the 1980s era was kind of unexpected, but still a lot of fun to watch. It really was fun to watch. It really was fun to watch, and definitely worth seeing. But again, I think this movie just wasn't really rewatchable from time to time, but still rewatchable. Definitely check this out. And coming in at number 8 is the 2021 Suicide Squad. I know a lot of people are going to get on me about ranking it as a number 8, but I am truly sorry. There were some scenes, I'm truly sorry that I ranked it at number 8, but I still loved it. It was just a pretty interesting movie, way better than the 2016 Suicide Squad, and a lot of action scenes in this movie were hands down perfect, but still some of the story plots in the movie were just kind of bland and kind of need some work, but it was still fun seeing Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, because no one else can play Harley Quinn like Margot Robbie herself. She is literally Harley Quinn. And I can't give away too much about this movie because I know there are a lot of people who still haven't seen this movie, yet. So definitely go check it out, and you'll just have a fun time with it. And Idris Elba, I hope I pronounced his name right, he was good as one of the main characters and the leader of the Suicide Squad. He's definitely perfect. But still, this movie just didn't make it in my top 5 because it just had a few stuff in there that really didn't do it for me. And seeing John Cena as Peacemaker, he's just funny. He's legit funny. And I'm looking forward to seeing John Cena as Peacemaker again in his HBO Max TV series. So so John Cena is definitely gonna rock. I can feel it. I can definitely feel it. He is. And coming in at number 7 is Birds of Prey and the Fabulous Harley Quinn. Yeah, that movie. I don't know what to say about about Birds of Prey. I honestly just was wow. It was the story was kind of all over the place throughout the time I was watching it, and sometimes like Harley Quinn narrating like most of the story, it's just wow. It's just wow. I am just not used to seeing Harley Quinn having her own movie and like having a bunch of badass girls fight alongside her. I'm just not used to. But still, it was an interesting movie. It was definitely an interesting movie, and the girl that played Cassandra Cain, she was perfect, definitely perfect, but a lot kind of annoyed me from time to time. But still, she was hands down good and a talented actress, and the actress that also plays her is also the goddaughter of Dante Basco, and I apologize for the sirens outside. Something must be going on out there. She is also the goddaughter and niece of Dante Basco, the voice of Prince Zuko in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Jake Long in American Dragon Jake Long. So yeah, props to her. for honestly being this little smart badass girl in Birds of Prey, and the rest of the actresses in this movie, uh, Black Canary, the I can't remember the police's name, and Huntress. They were all a great team, and you could tell they all had good chemistry in this movie, for sure. And some of the action scenes were like hands down perfect, but it still was kind of not perfect in a way. And coming in at number 6 is Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now this movie, no words can describe how much I love this movie, because well, we get to see Henry Cavill come back as Superman, and Ben Affleck, who was introduced as Batman back in 2015, fight off against each other. And not only that, that's when we first got introduced to Wonder Woman. And when that scene of Wonder Woman, like legit happened, everyone, including me in my theater, was legit screaming our heads off when we all saw Wonder Woman appear on that screen. She was definitely, hands down, one of the best fighters in the DC Trinity. In the DC Trinity, she's hands down the best. She's hands down the best actor, the best fighter, and as we get to see the other superheroes as well, Cyborg, Aquaman, and the Flash introduced in this movie, because, well, it was kind of forming Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I honestly was hands down looking forward to that. And they made Lex Luthor like a straight up psychopath in this movie. He was just hands down crazy. He was hands down crazy in this movie. He really was. But it brought Batman and Superman together. And also, this movie was legit shot in my hometown, Detroit. And I could tell that they legit put their effort into this movie. And no words can describe how great this movie was. It was forming something really big, and I am happy that they did make this movie, forming the Justice League. And now we're in my top 5, guys. Finally, the top 5. And let's start. And coming in at number 5 is Shazam. I can't talk. I'm sorry, guys. This origin story of Shazam was definitely good, because Billy Batson is just trying to find his family, and when he meets the wizard Shazam and gives Billy Batson his powers, he becomes this like really cool superhero, but still has the mind of a kid, which was pretty interesting. And seeing the rest of the cast join him in this movie, Billy Batson also is a great superhero, and the message, and he finds his family with his new foster family. And I love the message of this movie is that always be there for your family, no matter who they are, even if they're not related by blood. Just still be there for them. And this movie definitely delivers this message. And Zachary Levi as Shazam himself, he did phenomenal. And honestly, I believe he's definitely fit for this role. No one else can play Shazam like he can. And I can't wait to see him and other actor that plays Billy Batson in Shazam: Gods of Fury. That's coming out in 2 years. I know this is definitely going to be a movie that is going to be worth watching. And seeing Sinbad in the sequel is going to be good. I can feel it. But all in all, this movie kind of had a bland villain that didn't really connect with me, but it was still kind of interesting to see the villain, in my opinion. And let me tell you, everyone did their roles perfectly in this movie, and I'm excited. And I'm excited to see all of them return in the Shazam sequel. Maybe it's leading up to something. Maybe the Shazam sequel is leading up to something bigger. Maybe Shazam will probably join the Justice League. We don't know. And coming in at number 4 is the very first Wonder Woman movie. Because this one is an origin story of Diana, Princess of Themyscira, and how she became the hero she was. In the Justice League. How she started out and everything. This origin story was interesting and appealing in so many ways. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman. No one else can play Wonder Woman like she can. And honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing her come back in other future DCEU movies. And this origin story was definitely one that everyone wants to check out. And finally, and praise Gal Gadot for bringing this amazing DC character to life. I can't talk. I'm looking forward to seeing Gal Gadot return as Wonder Woman in the DCEU and see her bring more action as well. And finally, the top 3, guys. The top 3. We're finally at the top 3. Okay, coming in at number 3, guys, is Aquaman. And seeing this one, I definitely love this one. Jason Momoa as Aquaman is perfect, and we get to see Patrick Wilson, I believe, as his brother, his younger brother, Orm. And seeing those two have beef with each other, and Nicole Kidman playing Queen Atlanta of Atlantis, and Tamora Morrison playing Arthur Curry's father, Tom, I believe. That's his name, Tom. I can't. I'm not good at names, guys. I'm truly sorry. But again, Jason Momoa is Aquaman. He's definitely hands down Aquaman. No one else can play Aquaman like him. And seeing this kind of like origin story, this interesting origin story of how Aquaman became the person he is, and how he just became a loner from time to time. But it's also interesting seeing how like all the action scenes in this movie were perfect. And Black Manta and seeing Black Manta come back, even if it was for a short time, he didn't really have enough screen time in this movie. That's the one thing that bothered me. If they gave him more screen time, I would have been cool with that. But they gave him like only a little bit of screen time, which honestly I think he's probably going to have more screen time in the sequel. One can only hope. And Jason Momoa as Aquaman, this is just perfect. This is perfect. I am honestly looking forward to seeing the sequel, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, next year, because I get the feeling this sequel is going to be bigger and better than any other DCEU that I've ever seen. And this movie and the Aquaman movie, the very first one, is just one for the history books in the DCEU. And coming in at number 2 is Man of Steel, the very first Superman movie that introduced us to Henry Cavill, and it's also an origin story for Superman himself. And seeing this origin story kind of like legit was interesting, and it did have a few scenes that bothered me, but still it was a good origin movie that introduced us to Superman and how he became this hero. Just like Wonder Woman, his origin story is really interesting as well. I honestly seen this back in 2013 and I honestly loved it. I am looking forward to seeing Henry Cavill come back as Superman. I cannot talk today. I apologize, guys. I am looking forward to seeing Henry Cavill come back as Superman. I'm praying that he does, because considering how everything is just going on in the with Warner Brothers right now, I'm praying that they do bring him back as Superman, because it would be nice to see him come back as Superman. And finally, my number one film, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I watched this and wow, I was blown away. This is definitely the Justice League movie we deserve, not the crappy 2017 Justice League movie, but this movie. This is definitely the movie that everyone needs right now. Zack Snyder's vision is definitely the one that came to life. And after seeing his vision come true, I want to see him direct Justice League 2. And everyone, there's a lot of hashtags going around saying restore the Snyderverse, and I agree. We need to restore the Snyderverse, yeah, and have this movie come back, have a sequel to this movie, everything, because we deserve a sequel. Zack Snyder's Justice League really hyped up all the fans, because we saw Darkseid. We saw Darkseid and everything, because Darkseid is one scary dude. He is way scarier than Thanos, practically equally scarier than Thanos. And if we do get Justice League 2, have Zack Snyder directed, or anyone who wants to keep on following his vision, that will be pretty interesting to see. I want a sequel to this, because this movie was definitely worth watching, and it deserves a sequel. It really does. I think that this movie is just perfect. We should have got this movie. And that's it for my DCEU ranking, guys. Don't forget to like, comment down below on what your ranking is. Sorry. And I want to hear everyone's DCEU top 10 rankings. Subscribe and share with everyone you know. Press the little notification bell at the bottom of my video to get notified on my next YouTube vid. I will see you guys soon. Take care and God bless. Peace.